Hi, welcome to our LifePharm monthly product webinar today, April 9th. I'm excited that you are joining us so that you can learn more from our Executive Research and Development Scientist, Ms. Kimberly Purdy Lloyd. Now, before I go into our agenda, I'd like to just point out to you our full disclaimer. The statements that you are going to hear today and the educational information that you're going to be taught by Kimberly Purdy Lloyd have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate any disease, nor are we here to provide any medical and health claims. So we do invite you, if you are joining us for the first time, to please know that we want you to be fully aware of our full disclaimer. And anytime that you're talking and sharing about our products, to please have this at your pocket so that you can share it with those around you, that we are really about protecting the company, and hence why we are providing to you this full disclaimer up front. My name is Martha Whitfield, LifePharm Senior Sales and Customer Support Manager. My role is to connect and support our consumers, whether you're a retail customer, whether you're a preferred customer, or whether you're an independent business owner, sharing our products and what you've experienced with our products and our business opportunity. My role is to support those that are in our US and Canadian markets, as well as in Australia and New Zealand market. And as you can see in our agenda, I've already gone over the welcome. So if you're new to our webinar, we thank you for joining us, and we welcome all those who are new. And for those who have joined us on our previous product webinars, we thank you for coming back and just spending your time with us. And you've already gone through the introduction of who I am, but now I'm going to introduce you to exactly our featured trainer and speaker today. Now, our agenda is specifically with our Laminine product, as well as we're going to cover with you our live questions and answers, and then we're going to go right into what's next. And just to close out this product webinar training that we are going to be spending this time with you. So with that said, I want to go ahead and point out to you that this is the opportunity that you get to spend and learn from the best of the best, which is Ms. Kimberly Purdy Lloyd, our Executive Research and Development Scientist, because we do believe that extensive and ongoing research is absolutely necessity for LifePharm. Kimberly Lloyd has over 20 years in this industry. She has been directly involved in the dietary supplement industry with specialties in wound care and cosmetic formulations, developed clinical and basic research protocols, and have had peer publications as a result of her extensive research. She is passionate about educating consumers and stakeholders on the safety, the efficacy, as well as the benefits and functions of various nutritional ingredients and specialty topical formulations. She holds a pre-med degree from University, Texas at Arlington, and Master's of Science in Biochemistry from University of North Texas. Her thesis was published in the Archives of Biochemistry and Biophysics. She was awarded a Welsh Scholarship for graduate research studies in immunology and enzymology, and by the American Chemical Society for outstanding research achievements. Now, while you know that she is an expert in her field, what you're going to hear from her today is just the basic benefits, how you can speak and learn and share with others the benefits of Laminine. So again, we are excited for this opportunity to hear from her, and so we will now invite her to join us.
Well, thank you so much, Martha. It's so nice to work with you, and thank you for that nice introduction. And, you know, I've been with LifePharm now for 5 years studying the various ingredients, and Laminine has been a fascinating research project. Although there was a lot of preliminary research from scientists in the past, we were also able to do some more research and find out more about the factors that are in the LifePharm egg. And this is a very unique product in that this egg is what we call a fertilized egg, meaning that in nature, a hen can actually lay an egg without the male, the rooster, fertilizing the egg. And so most of the eggs that we tend to eat in the grocery store and purchase are what we call non-fertilized egg. But when the chickens are allowed to mate and uh, reproduce, they fertilize an egg. And this provides a unique situation where there's chemistry and biochemistry that's not available in the other type of egg. And Mr. Cianto, our CEO, uses a USDA inspected poultry farm here on the West Coast, and they are devoted to quality egg production. And these chickens are fed quality grains, no chemicals or untoward products are used to feed them. They're cage free, so they're allowed to roam, which gives a better quality egg product. And Mr. Cianto and LifePharm has followed this procedure now for a number of years, going on, I guess, more like 8 years. The eggs then, once they're laid, they are separated off and they are incubated for a particular time and at a particular temperature that's precise to give the maximum benefit, from the egg material. This also provides consistent material so that batch to batch of the laminine that you obtain as a dietary supplement is consistent from the previous batch. And then another thing that we'd like to stress is that there's no heat or chemicals that are used in processing the egg after it's been cracked open and the material is used, to make the LifePharm egg extract. This keeps these factors bioactive. And this would be like a representation of the fertilized egg when it's ready to be processed by LifePharm. And this is very active material because Mother Nature is actually going to take this yolk and the good nutrients that are in this fertilized egg and turn it into a baby chicken in a certain period of time. So we're able to use that preliminary material, embryonic material in a short range where those factors are available. That means that these factors in the egg are going to help create bone and skin and brain and organs and such. So what we were able to do several years ago is I met a scientist in Toronto, Canada, at the medical school, and he agreed to work with us for a period of time to do some more technical research on the egg extract. And he was able to do a lot of interesting work and helped identify some of these factors that are in this egg. And we worked together. There I am in his lab. I went to see him. And he has this immunofluorescence technique, which is very technical. But if you'll notice in this slide here called cell proliferation, the top 3 slides say control medium. What he did is he took human skin cells, the little red dots you see are human skin cells. He put them in the petri dish or the test tube, and he added the egg extract to the skin cells, the human skin cells. And you'll notice there's also some little yellow dots. Well, the yellow dots stand for proliferating cells, cells that are dividing nicely and giving rise to the next set of cells. In nature, we make cells and then they kind of die off, and before they die off, they replicate what we call a daughter cell so that the tissue will continue to be maintained in a healthy state. So the bottom row, you see more yellow cells, if you'll notice. And then, of course, the overall increase in the cellular production has been plotted on a graph. And this gives us a very good indication that cells like the egg extract. They respond to the egg extract and they are able to do their function better because of some of these growth factors. This is a similar diagram. The red represents the cells and the green represents fibronectin. This is a fiber that helps the skin heal. And so in the control situation, you notice there's green threads. But when we add the egg to the cells, look at how much more green there is. So the production has increased substantially, statistically significant, that these skin cells, again, they're called fibroblasts, which is almost a step away from a stem cell, but these cells exist in your skin and make collagen or fibronectin. And so we see the much greater production in these lower slides where the egg has been put into the cell medium, and collagen increased up to 250%, and elastin improved about 200%. That, of course, is one of the functions of the skin cells, is to make collagen and elastin and this other fiber called fibronectin that helps in wound healing if there's a wound. Now, in our discussion right now, we talked about cell proliferation. So here's a cell, and there's the chromosomes inside the cell. We're going to have double the cell's going to have to double its chromosome material, that's the DNA material, and give rise to a healthy new cell. Now, what we've learned about the LifePharm proprietary egg that is in laminine is a number of functions. And some people say, well, how could you see so many different functions coming from, one ingredient? Well, again, we showed you that egg, and those growth factors are going to help stimulate that egg to turn into bone and cartilage tissue, skin tissue, etc. So then some of our further studies have shown that there is an ability for this egg material in the form of laminine too. Laminine also contains concentrated fish protein and pea protein, which gives us the full range of amino acids, which help build the proteins of the body. So we've seen in one study that we saw a reduction in one of the inflammatory markers in people that had very sore and stiff knee joints, and they took laminine for 4 weeks, 2 a day, and within a month already, we saw a reduction in this inflammatory marker indicating that the joint stiffness and soreness, the inflammation was being reduced. We also, of course, just showed you that the skin cells responded to the egg, the LifePharm egg, by producing more collagen and elastin fibers. And these, of course, are also part of the fibers that make up the joints, the cartilage tissue, the connective tissue throughout the body that holds our joints together and keeps them pliable and fluid so we can walk and do exercise. We've had a doctor in Europe that also worked with helping maintain healthy blood sugar levels. We had actually a couple of studies that were done by various doctors, physicians, and Dr. Andahar participated in directing some of those additional studies that were done in various clinical settings so that the people that were taking the laminine could be monitored. And so we saw that benefit as well, being supportive to the pancreas. It's the pancreas that helps make the insulin that helps regulate the blood sugar. Regulating the blood sugar is very important, and especially as we get older, we don't make insulin as well, and we get what we call insulin resistance. So to be able to see that the laminine supported that function was also very amazing, and it was repeated several times. Even though a different physician might do the study, we got to see that the blood sugar levels improved So it helped maintain that factor, which is also one of the things that happens to us as we age. We also know that the laminine product, when it was given with our immune product, which is a very good formula, it actually enhanced the activity of the production of the white blood cells. So laminine had these factors that actually supported another product and its ability to do what those ingredients do. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Or we also, Martha talked about it in our last webinar, the immune product. Now, I showed you the picture of the cell dividing a while ago. So we know that over time, the chromosome itself becomes less and less functional. It has this little cap on the end called a telomere. But over cell division, over a lifetime, remember our cells are going to divide many, many hundreds of times over a lifetime, the various tissues. These little telomeres begin to shorten, and that indicates that our DNA is not replicating itself and not doing quite as good a job as it did when we were younger. The other things that we've learned about is that FGF2, this fibroblast growth factor that we talk about, is a well-studied molecule that a lot of scientists throughout the world are studying because of its interesting characteristics. In certain studies, it has been shown to help reduce anxiety and stress, and therefore it supports a good sleep and calmness. People talk to us a lot about a better mood, or they say that laminine helps them sleep. Some of the other reasons is that we've also seen in the clinical studies is that people's cortisol is reduced upon taking laminine consistently over a period of time. This is also a marker for stress, showing that the body can biochemically reduce stress somewhat. When we're under a lot of stress, Martha, and we're in this constant state of worry or fear or stress or anxiety, our body actually creates a lot of different chemicals, and usually the stress goes away, and so then those other harmful chemicals drop down to a normal level. But when we're constantly stressed, our cortisol levels go up, and some of these other biochemicals begin to do damage to our heart, our immune system, our blood pressure. And so it's real important to mentally and physically and emotionally keep the stress level within a normal range so that our bodies can also function better. So we sort of call laminine an anti-aging formula as well because of what we see, some of these qualities that it shows in these clinical studies. One of the reasons that FGF2 is also important is that it is ubiquitous, meaning that it's in your body at a very young age to help your youthful body grow and develop. And so children have a more abundant supply because they're growing. But as we get older, we don't have so much FGF2. So to hit our cells with a little bit of FGF2 and to hit our stem cells, most stem cells are also reactive to FGF2 to stimulate some regeneration. Now, I told you we'd come back to immune just a minute, and Martha's going to tell you more about our laminine and immune defense pack. And we wanted to remind you of our immune product that we did talk about several weeks ago. And this is another product formula that we're very proud of. It contains 500 units of vitamin C. And vitamin C is a vitamin that other most other animals make, but humans and a few particular animals do not make their own vitamin C. Therefore, it's very important that we get it from an outside source, usually in the form of citrus. So one immune contains the value of about 8 oranges of vitamin C. So it's easier, of course, to get your vitamin C maybe from taking a tablet rather than trying to fit 8 oranges into your diet a day. And then you can even take more than one immune, as some of our studies have shown. Immune also contains a range of some of the traditional Chinese mushrooms that have been found to be so immune supportive. That's the reishi, the maitake, and the turkey tail mushroom. Also in this formula are berries like camu camu and acerola. Ashwagandha is a kind of like ginseng. It helps with fatigue. Sea buckthorn is another good herb. And of course, pomegranate has a lot of valuable polyphenols and antioxidants. So the literature has shown that when vitamin C is mixed with the citrus bioflavonoids, the skin kind of the orange, and some of these other bioflavonoids in these berries, it's more functional. It gets across the cell membrane better, it gets absorbed better, and it's more active. As you know, that certain nutritional organizations recommend now up to 6 to 7 servings of fruit and vegetables per day. And the same as in Europe, in their nutritional organizations recommending that we eat fresh fruits and vegetables. And sometimes we just don't get that much in our diet with our hectic lifestyles. So we want to remind everyone, to take both of these products to keep your immune system uh, in its best functional ability to ward off attacks from outside invaders. We also know real quickly that when we added laminine with the immune formula, it increased its ability to support the white blood cells of most varieties that are important for engulfing bad foreign invaders that may get into our respiratory tract or we may consume through our digestive tract or say an open wound. Many bacteria and viruses are we're exposed to quite a bit actually now. And uh, if your immune system is built up, then your immune system hopefully can function to be supportive during those times. Thank you, Martha. I'm ready for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Kimberly. I love what you were sharing in terms of just our laminine and the educational and the history behind it. We being a laminine is our flagship product. I'm going to just go back on a few things that you had covered and just to kind of share and ask you, the benefits that are shown in our laminine studies, just to kind of refresh and share with our new viewers as well. What you are sharing is, before I go into the defense promotion, that we are talking about the benefits like reduces physical and mental stress, promotes a more restful sleep. And one thing that I think for even younger people is that it really helps the recovery of a workout, right? And then it really helps with just like the increased muscle tone. Is that correct, Kimberly?
Yes, because of the protein content, it's very beneficial for recovery and for muscles, either during the activity of increased exercise activity, and then, like you said, for the recovery.
Yeah. I think what's great is that our product, while we have many of our very loyal customers and independent business owners that have joined LifePharm strictly just because of our Laminine product alone, what I found is, when we're talking to our IBOs, is like the answer to every problem, to every crisis maybe, is they don't really go through the whole studies behind Laminine. They just encourage people just to try our Laminine product. Is just try Laminine, try Laminine. And that's what we're trying to encourage everybody, is to say, hey, while I may not know all the benefits, or maybe I haven't experienced all of these great benefits that everybody else is sharing and having product testimonials, we want to invite our audience and our viewers who have joined LifePharm for the first time, is just to keep sharing and inviting people to try Laminine. Try, right, Kimberly?
Exactly. And, I think that's basically how a lot of the sales in the company and the people responded to Laminine, was by the way they felt so much better. And then, like I said, there was some information in the past, and then we've gotten to do more research over these last years. And so we're just confirming, some of these very important clinical benefits. Now we get to see in a little clinical study, or we get to see with the scientists help define the factors and why. So, that's what scientists like to do. They like to go figure out why, but a lot of people, it doesn't matter, the science. They just want to feel better, and they do. And now we do have some proof of why these benefits are showing up in clinical studies.
Fantastic. So Kimberly, a few questions that we have received from our IBOs and from preferred customers, even retail customers. Two top questions that we get so far is, one, does our Laminine have any side effects with medications?
No, there shouldn't be any side effects of Laminine with medications. It's pretty neutral. So again, you want to always check with your doctor and show him our brochure or some of our materials, so that he or she knows what the product contains. But otherwise, it's a safe nutritional supplement.
Great. The next question that's kind of piggyback on the side effects with our Laminine is, how often, like if you're not seeing the benefits right away, because I know our bottle and our packaging says recommended 2 a day. So let's say somebody who's just trying for the first time Laminine, and they're not seeing the results in 30 days. What would you recommend to them to do at that point?
You can go up on your amount. Your body, all of us are different. Your body may respond a little differently. Of course, it depends on your weight, your body weight, and your expectations. Or if you have joint and knee problems, you may want to take 4 a day. You may want to try 6 a day. So you can go up safely. Up to about, I think 8 would be okay. And so we have people who have taken larger amounts to get more effectivity, because they're getting some of those factors, and the damage, say, to their cartilage or their joints might be a little more severe. But a lot of our studies, like the blood sugar analysis, is 2 a day or 4 a day. The C-reactive protein, the inflammatory response, was seen with 2 a day. So yes, you can go up from that, and you should not have side effects. You need to take it with your meal or with a full glass of water, and take it 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening.
Thank you. That's awesome to know that, it's the Laminine itself, you can adjust to really get the maximum results by taking more each day to up that from 2 a day to 4 to 6, up to the max of about 8. One thing that you mentioned too earlier, Kimberly, is how with our laminine and our immune, and that's what we're going to talk a little bit, just as our promo and what we have going. But before I go to that slide, one last question that that we're hearing often is, can we take this on an empty stomach?
Yes, you can, as long as it doesn't bother you. If you want to try it in the morning on an empty stomach with a glass of water, we do want you to take a glass of water with it, a cup to 8 ounces, so that it'll kind of solubilize and get into your system. I don't have very many people tell me that it upsets their stomach. It's quality pea protein and fish protein, as well as the special egg material. So it's all very natural. Now, we do want to warn our new customers, it does have fish and eggs. So if you are allergic to fish products or egg products, then you know you need to be cautioned, and that is on the label. Or anyone that you might be distributing to as an IBO, you want to be careful, that you know that they don't have a fish or egg allergy.
Great. Well, thank you for that, Kimberly, and I appreciate knowing that we have you to have that. You're the best resource for all of our IBOs and for our customers, and we want to invite everyone who's watching. If you're hearing this for the first time, we want to encourage you to reach out to us. We've got not only Kimberly on hand at your resource, as a real resource to educate you, to help you along the way, to really see the results of our products, especially our laminine. So we believe in science, we believe in research, we believe in the results, and we really believe in real testimony.